Hey, what's going on, guys? So I did change up my chart. Um, yeah, changed it to black. I figure like white was too much of a distraction. Nothing special. Um, Immediately what I did when doing my chart analysis for Sunday. Sundays are when you mark up. I'm leaving this arrow here because if you watched on my last video, we had this was the analysis like that we would come down a little bit, and we're kind of doing that like this downwards pattern. Um, Maybe we'll come down, hit a monthly fair value gap to push price put to push price even higher. And anytime I'm dealing with my weekly, and apologize for the chart, but I haven't drawn out I haven't whatchamacallit. I'm sorry. Yeah, I haven't anyways, so looking at my chart, I trade only specifically NASDAQ, micro NASDAQ, and I could be a lot more of an aggressive trader and trade just NQ, but micros do just enough. Just for like two micros. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. My words are not being articulated well. But immediately when doing my chart analysis, I'm going to the weekly because whatever last week did, I want to mark out the previous week high. That's why you see PWH and previous week low. And it's this candle right here. This is 1 week, right? So if we end up pushing below, this is very significant. And as I do that, what I do is I mark it out so it looks even better when you are going into lower time frames. And then I instantly notice that we have this daily fair value gap, which is right here. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah. Style. Kind of like it gray. I might change my candles, but they have to be something that's not like, I don't know, messes with the eye. Um, So after marking out the previous week high and previous week low, it kind of gives a range. Now, honestly, what you can do is from here to here, we can create a um let me see. Let's take this off, take the magnet off, and kind of shift, boom, and just give this a different color. Make this like then we'll say weekly equilibrium. It's the middle point of it. Let's stretch it out a little bit even further. Sorry. Boom. That's the middle point. And we could tell by just putting this premium and discount Fibonacci, whatever you want to call it. But I just made it, I customized it and made it so that I can utilize it for range, right? So now that we have that done, right, this is what we're looking at. Okay. Nothing crazy. No bunch of, actually gotta, I want to take those off. Let's go here. More settings. No, we need those. Where is it? Execution marks. There you go. I don't need all that distraction. We don't even need this. I'm gonna. Okay, so boom. So this is what we're looking at. Nice clean chart. Nothing crazy with a bunch of writing. No special anything whatsoever. Right. We created this equilibrium, and honestly, this is a valid daily fair value gap because it's in the higher portion of the previous week high and low range. This is the premium part. That's the premium. And if I were, this would be the discount portion. There's gonna be a bunch of ads popping up because I haven't bought the data, so the data isn't valid. It's probably like 10 minutes delayed on it, but it's all right because my overall, uh, like if I don't trade, I probably won't be trading. Everything will be a recap and just learning until I buy all the data and everything, to make this a more efficient trading account. Because if you're not trading on real time data, you're not wasting your time, but then you're not catching the real time trades, right? And that is a lot of experience. But this is premium, this is discount. So because it's a premium market up here, if we push up into this daily fair value gap, this entire daily fair value gap is valid. And then we will wait. But as I go down even further, we do have some. I feel like that was already utilized, which it was. It was already tapped in. So this fair value gap doesn't make any sense, but this could be considered an order block, and we just have to wait till this candle finishes. Um, but if it becomes an order block, basically what it does, it will give a little bit of support to the upside and possibly hit this daily fair value gap. And from there, I won't be looking on the 4 hour. And just clean the chart a little bit as we are looking for what price is going to do. I feel like it's going to do exactly what I had projected. Is it needs a push down. Like everything's a rubber band effect. So in order for us to go down, we have to retrace back to some point of interest in order to hit on the downside, and vice versa. If we were to go on the upside, we would have to retrace down to go back up, right? Very, very important. Um, so this is nothing to worry about. We could mark this out as an order block. We could mark that out as an order block. I don't think price is going to go any higher than that. I'll just put that as always label them right too, BL, but it is a or you just put for we know which side it's on. Boom. But if I were to look for price to do anything that relates to this daily fair value gap as we go above this weekly equilibrium, this middle point, it would be on the 1 hour. And as you can see, the 1 hour is doing exactly. We have this long stretch of a candle. And I was talking to family member of mine who trades. He's an excellent trader. And I was like, hey, I'm noticing that I don't see any clean sweeps. Like all my candles from high to lows are equals, which is weird because I'm used to seeing sweeps. So I don't know if there has been some type of like change on TradingView, but TradingView has been very sketchy. But you have to make do with what you have, right? And I think it might be because of the data that I'm not getting. So it is what it is. I can see sweeps on like higher, and lower time frames, but I should be able to see a sweep on any time frame. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but this is a clean break. Price went up. We don't have anything to the left that's going to prevent it from going further down, right? Price goes down. You have a little bit of a fair value gap right here. Price is still pushing up, and if it ends off, it has 12 minutes. And if it if the body of that candle goes past this gap on the upside, then we know that it is an invalid fair value gap. But if you're going with the trend, this is a bit of an upside portion. So it should be invalid anyway, right? But I would be looking to watch to see what price does. This is the New York session. Usually Tokyo will either sweep the high or the low of the New York. I've been noticing, as you can see, New York swept entirely. But if we come here, see what price is doing. Price finished off in here. It's got this downward movement. So we'll see. We will see. What we are looking for is an upward movement, and I could just monitor everything from here, my 15-minute monitoring time frame. And I just want to be very mindful to mark out. I should mark out the range from this to this right here. That should be good. Um, Middle point dumps. We'll see, man. Just delete that. We'll see. But I do leave the New York, London, Tokyo time frame uh sessions is because I like to play with levels. I like when price goes above previous sessions high or low, above or below a previous session's high or low. And usually you seeing clean market structure within that. Not all the time, not always saying it's clean, but you can pinpoint when market structure is forming because it has swept a previous high or low, right? The market is consisted of highs and lows on all time frames, but sessions you can that is basically it can become a point of interest. So as I don't like how this blue on this chart looking. I just need straight black. Canvas, solid. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. But that's basically my analysis. Looking for that daily fair value gap to touch. Hopefully we get no rejection up here, but we buy in this premium market. I will be looking at the daily, the hour, 15-minute, and the 5. The 5-minute will be my entry point. Right now, price is still struggling. Let's see if that 12-minute has. Okay, we got 8 minutes on that candle, and you can tell by here. Here's a little timer over there. But I'm gonna buy data. But the thing is, my my main objective is to just practice this entire week for like the next 3 days. No trading because I'm afraid without the data that my trading will be inaccurate, right? But I'm going to see if the market does exactly what I have been projecting to do since the last week and a half. About I don't know when I did that analysis on the monthly, but we will see. I'm no longer in school. I do work a full-time job. You do hear my family in the background playing and my kids playing, my wife and them doing things, but this is what happens, you know. You just have to make some time and learn how to set aside that free time and utilize it as like studying time. It doesn't have to be an hour, 2 hours. It can be 15, 30 minutes, right? However much information you can absorb within that time, that makes it a uh like very good effective study. So if you're going to study, study something that you know you need to study. A weakness. Maybe it was a move you missed because of hesitation. Maybe your market structure is not clean, it's not good. You're not able to read price action properly. I know my biggest weakness is ranges. I still have a lot to learn about ranges, like dealing range. I still have a lot to learn when it comes to why certain things happen in the market, like when we get really wicked out, like right here, right? There's something that happens all the time when we have these type of moves. So I know when we are getting these different situations, that those are the things I can practice on. And repetition, people feel like trading is like a scam, it's gambling, but it isn't. What it is you constantly um repetitively practicing a skill that eventually you find certain things that you're weak on, and you clean up those weaknesses, make them strengths. You practice, practice, practice to the point that you are good. And there's people that live full time. There's people that are rich, millionaires, thousandaires, don't work. I've seen it, and it's all because they practice, right? Michael Jordan had become Michael Jordan because he was just Michael Jordan. The dude wasn't even gifted. Let's not even, he was the Naruto. He was the outcast. Michael Jordan wasn't looked at even in his high school days, right? He was kind of shorter than what he wanted to be, but he practiced playing against his siblings, practice, practice, practice. It became to a point by the time he did go to college and go to the NBA and stuff like that, he was a well-rounded player and very effective. I'm going to give you 30 a night. Amazing skills, athleticism. But like when Allen Iverson says we talking about practice, it's because this is something that they've done over and over again, that it doesn't become, it's like second nature to them. It's as easy as breathing, right? So when you're practicing these skills, it becomes second nature. You can identify when the market does it. The market literally repeats itself all the time. Highs, lows, um, destroying retail traders, grabbing liquidity. We just gotta put ourselves in position like the rich, pivot. We are the rich. Let's just start saying that. Pivot when it's necessary. Put a, put our trade in, don't be greedy, and get out. And compound. Slow grind. That's it. I'm not going to like have this video be any longer than it is. I appreciate everybody that has been watching it, even the little bit of people. There are some things that I'm not going to be able to reveal to you, and it's because there is a certain formula that you have to follow, and what I've been taught, we kind of discussed that we don't want to bring it too much to the light. So I'll put certain trades in, but if you have questions on things that I cannot answer, it's not because I'm ignoring you, it's because I just can't talk about it, right? But I can put you in a group if you want to become a student and learn, but you have to invest. Nothing comes for free. People don't value free, right? They take advantage. So, all right, peace.